Hi, I'm Alessandra Roberts from St. Andrews High School. This is my drama film entitled No Longer Sacred, about a girl and her brother who are adjusting to life after escaping from a cult. Hope you enjoy.
Shortcuts.
Short film.
We were part of the cult for 6 years. For my little brother, that was almost his whole life. It controlled everything. How we dressed, how we worked, the people we were with, the people we had to leave behind, everything we felt. Now that we've escaped, I don't know who I am anymore. As soon as we found a new home, I began looking back on everything we were forced to leave behind. Objects they banned or burned. If I don't know who I am now, maybe I can become who I was before. So I listened to the music I used to love. Read books without having to hide under the covers. Watched my favorite shows on TV. Everything that was banned. At first, I couldn't shake off the feeling that I was doing something wrong, that I was about to get punished. The cult had told my brother horror stories about television without him even knowing what it was. But when he watched it for the first time, he almost looked disappointed. It wasn't the spawn of Satan he thought it was. He only saw faces yelling about things he couldn't even understand. My brother was just a baby before the cult. It was all he knew. The only thing he had left from his old life were his memories and the corks he had collected from other cult members over the years. It was therapeutic for him, but he has no way to get corks anymore. All he can do now is sort them into different jars. He barely even remembers our parents. This was my first time shopping in years. Before, there was no need. Our clothes were always given to us. I asked him what colors he wanted to wear. He said he didn't know, he never had to choose. So I got everything. We got rid of our old clothes. I thought it would help him move on. I think he felt guilty. Or made his separation with his past even more real. He adjusted quickly to school, mostly because it had rules. Listen to the teacher, follow the other kids, easy. He had the most trouble outside of the classroom, during lunch, recess, dismissal. Watching the other kids, he knew there was some universal rule they all seemed to follow. He wished he knew what that rule was. The only thing he knew for sure was what he had done before. One day he asked if we could go back to the cult. I told him to wait and see. I don't blame him for reliving some of our old traditions, but sometimes I get worried that he scares other kids. I heard the house phone ring for the very first time. I dreaded that it was one of our leaders coming to take us back. But I couldn't believe it. It was Lilith. She was like a sister to us back in the cult. She wanted to speak to my brother. I'd never seen him so excited. Then his eyes grew dark, and he hung up the phone. Before he could tell me, I knew. The cult shut down. My brother barely left his room for days. I thought he'd be lost forever, stuck between a shut-down cult and a society where he didn't belong. That's when I found my old stories I used to write. When I felt lost and alone. It's funny, the cult lied to him about a false cause. Society promises false hopes. Even I lied to him about being able to return to his childhood family. Yet, the only thing I could think of was to tell another lie. One that's completely BS, fiction. The difference is that you know it's a lie, and you can choose to escape it whenever you want. It's about a boy who finds magic in his bedroom. When he discovers a monster guarding the treasure. With newfound courage, he faces the monster with a sword. This is the first time my brother imagined himself in a story that wasn't his own, one where he felt powerful. He had always felt split between different stories. The story of the cult member, the story that he escaped, and now, there's the story of the boy with the sword.